turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. We are approaching the end of the week. Tomorrow is the end of the trading week. We got some bad news, good news yesterday. I believe it was somewhere around here. Over here, I think the vote for the debt ceiling came out and we had a continuation. Though they raised the debt ceiling, which would mean that there'll be more money for people to use to trade with, to invest with. The government will have more money, and the government will be able to borrow more money possibly, and maybe they'll have to reduce spending. But that was good news. It should have been bad for the dollar, good for the markets, but it was good for the dollar, bad for the markets. The thing is, with news plays, you can never predict whether it's already baked in or it's going to react to it later. But the dollar, you need to keep in mind that the dollar has possibly reached a target that was mentioned possibly before. This could be the 0.786 or 0.618. I'm not sure. Let me pull a fib from there to there. We came all the way very close to the 0.786. That was possible zone where you could see rejection. Now you are between the golden pocket. This is on the daily chart, so you were wicking above the golden pocket. You closed there only for about a day or two, but the dollar is at resistance. What does that mean? When the dollar is at resistance and the markets are at support, you could expect a bounce from Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything else. Like, if you go to the 4-hourly and look where Bitcoin is, okay, we are below this trend line that I have drawn from this wick and this wick, which was resistant, turned support, and now we're below it. We're back testing it on the 4-hourly. We broke below it, and we broke below this micro trend line of support that I had, which wasn't good also for the markets. Let me try changing it and see how would it look. If I put it this way, if I said this was the magnet, if I put that over here and over here, we broke it yesterday in the morning, so that wasn't very good. We go to the bigger, broader markets. The Nasdaq is still bouncing off this support line. Look at that. It's trying to hold it, and probably you'll find the 50, or it's a bit away from the 50, but yeah, it's a bit away from the 50. It can come all the way down to 14,092, test the 50 exactly and bounce off, and that will push Bitcoin lower. What are my targets for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana? I'm gonna give you that in the chart, and what to expect next. I could be wrong, but that's just what I see. So yeah, S&P 500, ever since we broke out of that green trend line of descending resistance, actually purple trend line, we broke out over here in 23rd of January, came back tested, came back to resistance, and are struggling there. What I would have liked to see for a move up for the S&P or the ES mini futures is that comeback, back test, breakout. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have a target of 4,300 for the S&P. We didn't get there yet. We could get there. Let's pull a fib for the S&P from this high over here. Let's go this way. Fibonacci retracement for this move over here, all the way to this low. 0.618 is down there. We are heading possibly to the 1.618. Oh, that's way up here. That's a fib retracement. I wanted to compare it and see, are we in any significant fib retracement level? because if we are, then that's a zone you could look for to short or to long. Okay, price is at the golden pocket. If you pull it from this high, March 2022 highs, you are at the golden pocket. Fits very well with me. The next zone could be the 0.7864386. Now looking at Bitcoin and trying to project what are we doing. This was a strong move down. This is on the 4-hourly. Retrace, continuation to the downside. Push down, retrace, continue lower. Now we're retracing. And now we could have just done our ABC to the upside and are going to continue lower. We finished the ABC. We came to the 1.272. Depending how you take it, if you take it from this high or this other high, depending how you count your ABC, it could be finished. You did an A, you came down with a B, and you went up in a C, hit the 1.272, came down, bumped your head, came down below the 1-to-1, and you could have targets to the downside. Now, I'm going to go and micro count this lower and project my next target for this. I see us, we could come as low as, from this, only this projection, this tiny projection, 1.618 could bring it to 26,526. As long as you're below the 27,500, then you should be leaning slightly bearish. 27,500 somewhere here. As long as you don't go into that for now, you could be leaning bearish. You have your value area low, 27,130, and you have the POC at 28,022. Now looking at this bigger picture, Bitcoin could be still not done. We had possibly a 1, 2 to the upside, and now we're in the third, now fourth, and coming down for a fifth. So if you want to measure the fifth, let's take the length of one. You see we're struggling at this wick. Look at price is struggling at this. Let's take the length of that and take it all the way above this presumed fourth wave correction. We could come down to 25.8, 25.7 zone, 25.857, 25,857 is your 0.618, your 0.786 at 25,153. Your 1-to-1 will bring you down to 24,256, will be with horizontal support, horizontal structure support. And your 1.618 can bring you down all the way to 21,667. This won't happen in one line. Just keep in mind, you're going to have movements in here. Now, this move down over here that you had, I'm looking for it to retrace to at least, it could retrace. Now we're here. We could retrace to, oh, this was, yeah, one. A possible retrace of this again now could bring us up all the way to 27,326. Because over here you could assume we had a 1, 2, and this was your third wave. Your third wave had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your third wave completed. Now your third wave completed. Now you need to see your fourth wave, your bigger fourth wave. It could come up to 27,322. Exceeding that will mean it's not a fourth, most probably. So you could come all the way here. That's the next point you could look for a short if you break the 27, the value area low at 27,130. You look for price to come back here, and it's a liquidity level. You come up here, 27,322 maximum. maybe wick above it, because you see yesterday even our retrace on Ethereum, we wicked above, even on Bitcoin, and then you continue lower for the target lower for that fifth wave down. So that's my target. That's the trading plan I have for Bitcoin. If it comes back again to 27.3, possibly 27.4, but I would like it to stop at 27.3, 27.3 to 2.5 over here to find resistance, enter short, ride it down, possibly to those lower targets over here. I would think it would be if it comes all the way to 27.322, we could come down as low as 26.7, but I would expect it to break the lows. So I would say maybe the 1-to-1 26.394. Ethereum, on the other hand, was easier to predict and project. A few days ago, if you watched my videos, I mentioned 1,845 or 1,850 between those levels. And 1845, if you look over here, the low of this candle was 1845. Then we got that bounce. The bounce took us to the 0.5 fib and we wicked. This was a 1, 2, and our third wave started here. And you take it to this low where we were, assuming the third wave was completed here. Our fourth came and wicked all the way up, but couldn't close higher. In the beginning, we stopped at the 0.5, see that reaction, and then we came again, we hit the 0.618, but we weren't able to close above the 0.5 fib. So when I talk about target, it's being able to close above it and continue. Now Ethereum has completed the wave 4 and possibly the micro wave 5 of this third wave. So if you go like this and you say you had a 1 that was this long, and you take it to the top of wave 4, you can see a wave 5 came to the 1.618 and wicked below it. So you can say the third wave is completed. Now what I would expect, the fourth wave to come and retrace all the way up here. So the next zone, I wouldn't want this Ethereum to open and start opening and closing above to make this path still valid. Is the 0.5 fib 1877.62 is my next resistance. Obviously we are the 0.236, we're going above. We could come all the way to the 0.382, 1868 at the POC. POC is 1867, so 1868 followed by 1877. So if Ethereum comes back up there and you're longing, you should be considering possibly take profit. And to expect a down move, you could switch to a short, take some profit from your long trade, switch to a short trade and ride it down. Now if Ethereum comes all the way up there, I would expect Ethereum to be able to it could come all the way down to 1824, the 0.618, 1845, but I would expect this to be broken. So 1824 would be the next target. These are targets to the downside. It doesn't mean it can't go up. So to the upside, if this is going to rotate Ethereum, say we're done with this pullback. Okay, I'm going to show you something. We had a move up here. This could be a beginning of something, of impulse or correction, and then we retraced all the way to 0.5. That is not a problem. You could be doing an A, B, and a C up, and your target to the upside for Ethereum, if it's going to continue bullishly, it would be above the 19K, 1900 zone. So if that's it for Ethereum and it's not going to go lower, then you could be aiming higher. 0.618 at 1943. Then 1-to-1 at 2000. But as long as you're below that 2020 level over here, this high, 6th of May high, I believe, for now. 2023, yeah, 2023. As long as you're below that, then I don't see Ethereum going much higher. You're still bearish as long as you don't break that. But once you start breaking that, then you could be looking for bullish targets. You'll always get a pullback into the EME, so don't think that you might miss a trade. You don't miss a trade. There's never a missed trade. You could re-enter. Targets to the upside are those for Ethereum. If we continue higher, you have the point of control you're struggling at 1867. You have the 1914. I told you the most important targets for me now, 1914 at 1666. Value area high 1921. Bitcoin targets to the upside. I didn't look at Bitcoin's targets to the upside, but Bitcoin's targets to the upside are simple. Value area low 27,130. That 27,320, don't forget it. And then if you continue high, if you get the value area high, next target to take profit or to look at the reaction 28,022, followed by the value area high here in red 29,219. Of course, we'll be entering this range, the yellow levels. These are from previous fixed range volume profile. 28,789, POC 29,788, value area high 30,656. But for now, short term, my resistance 27,130, 27,322. If Bitcoin reacts to them bearishly, that's a point you could be considering a short. You see the 0.382 lines almost perfectly with the value area low, so you have a confluence over there. Do you have any EMAs? You have the 50 EMA. Look at that cloud coming down there. So that will be 3 confluences you have at one spot. The 55 EMA about to cross the 200 EMA on the hourly, bearishly. Within the next hour, we might see a cross. This move down, let's look at open interest. There's some liquidation now with this candle up, but this move down, look at that liquidation. Those are longs being liquidated. 111,000. I'm not sure if that means BTC or what, but it's a lot of longs being liquidated. And that other candle, this candle, gave us another 111,000. And then with this small move up, we got open interest increase. That means money is coming in. Now we can look at the MFI, money flow index, to see is money coming into the market or leaving. Looks like money is leaving down. We have money leaving. Look at that. From here, we had money coming in. And with this push up, money flow index, there's divergence. This is what you call bullish divergence. You have the MFI, higher lows, price, lower lows. That's bullish divergence. So you could have a pump. We had it up to here. That's our pump. Now what happened here? This is on the hourly, so your micro trend. I mean, not micro, but a small trend. Over here on the hourly, you had higher highs, MFI gave you lower highs. That is bearish divergence, so that will give you a pull down possibly. Let's see what happens when the hourly closes. Now, so I see some bullish, bearish divergence at the moment being printed. Possibly it could play out on the 1 hour chart. You can see we have from here, we come here, higher highs. Not perfect. I wouldn't say it's perfect. We could still have a pump up. 4 hourly. Lower lows, nothing interesting. Unless you go back and you say here, from here, you have lower lows on the MFI and higher lows on price action. That is hidden bullish divergence. That's a continuation of a trend. It should give you a pump up on the 4 hourly. So higher time frame, bullish divergence. RSI just doesn't want to give me that, what I'm looking at, the bullish divergence on the daily. I want RSI to drop below the March 10th lows and form bullish divergence. RSI on the daily, the RSI is between 30 and 70. It's not really in the bullish range. It's not very bullish. 1 hourly, 15 minute. I'm not liking it really. Yeah. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum for you. Let's look at that. What's happening? Anything open now? Any markets opening? Still just the Euro London session. We might come to that 1877 just before New York. That's an Ethereum. On Bitcoin 27,320 will bring you up. I showed you the cloud coming down, value area low, Fibonacci retracement over here, and 27,322 will bring you back to these liquidity levels. 0.5 fib retracement and this liquidity. Solana on the other hand, Solana banana. Solana's a banana. Look at that value area low, 2750, went all the way up and came all the way down again. We're still holding a higher low over here for Solana. You have a trend line, you're still holding it, so you could draw this trend line. This is a 15-minute trend line. It doesn't have much weight, but if you want a higher time frame trend line, you could come from here, and once the trend is broken, then you know that, okay, we have a problem. Okay, this trend line should be drawn differently, maybe like that. Even if you do it like that, you are below the trend line. Solana's moved down, may continue a bit lower. However, it's forming a double bottom. Nice one below the 50 EMA cloud, and you have a nice Fibonacci retracement for the second leg down. That's the first leg down, and that's the second. You came to the 0.786 and you're trying to rotate back up. You would like to see Solana get above the 50 EMA cloud, which it is in the 15-minute, and you would like to see strong vector candles, green candles like this being formed, showing you that they're going to shift out of here. RSI is in the bullish range for Solana. On the hourly, yeah, we're still there in the bullish range, not bad. And 4 hourly could show us something else. Let's look at the 4 hourly. Any major divergences for the 4 hourly? 4 hourly. Looks like we're printing a shoulder, head, and a shoulder on the 4 hourly after this move up. And you heard it first here. Look at that. How low can we go with this head and shoulders? It could break out and bring us as low as 19,188. 19,188 from the low to the high. 19,1 will bring you to the 0.786 retracement. It will still not invalidate the triangle. I had this target for Solana, but we didn't get there. 18,343, my lucky number for a bounce. We were gonna get there, but we stopped last week's low over there. Value area low is where we are at the moment. We could get support over the value area low. Now, if we get support over the value area low, you look at the 1 minute. If you start getting support above the value area low, good support, and then you go to the 15-minute and see, are you able to hold it? Then you might be headed to the POC. Very far away, in my opinion, the POC. I don't know. The POC has moved. Sorry, I need to adjust this. My chart is off. This is a POC where I have this green box. These are Fibonacci extension that I drew out, and we have them all retracement. I can't remember, but this here, 22.8, 23.6, and the POC over here are important zones. POC is at 23.2. So this is a zone. 22.8, 23.6 is a zone you need to watch for if we get a bounce. Then you have the value area low, value area high, which needs to move down here, which will be in confluence with my 0.786 retracement, and you would see that. And with this descending trend line, it will be almost perfect retracement. Yeah, so that level, sorry, I got a phone call. So that level would be an important level to consider. We are struggling. Look at that, at the value area low. If you're able to hold it, then you could go higher. I'll show you something on Ethereum in a way that you could have taken a trade. This is a 1 minute chart. I don't trade off it usually, but if you're watching, you want to see, is the level being held? What is happening in the micro? We moved so quick below 1850 over here. Look at that. We moved so quick below 1850. Then we came in back again and we got a bounce from this candle. We broke down. I didn't want to look at this. Sorry. It was this over here as an example. 1850 broken, this yellow line. We came back up. Look at that retest of that candle perfectly. And we continued all the way up to 1881, I believe, or 1889, somewhere in around there. Yeah, 1889, yeah. Then we came back down. So that is a zone to watch for Ethereum. If we come back down again, 1850, and you have this trend line that Ethereum has. Again, from the wick on here, 4th of November, and this other wick on 16th of February. Let's see, let's go back to Bitcoin. There is something on the daily. Remember a few days ago I showed you a chart. In my video I said no one is showing you this. Let's go back and look what has happened ever since that happened. What's the update on that? I'm gonna draw the channel again and see. Where did it end up? So I was saying we have a resistance at 28.8. That doesn't look right. Why isn't it looking right? Sorry guys, I'll try to get it right. Just give me a second over here. Okay. Channel. Yeah, there we go. I was saying if we get a pump on Bitcoin, we could come all the way up here now. Now, obviously, it moved with days. Next target for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps today, $28,958 is your zone of maximum resistance. Depending on this parallel channel, we've been respecting it. You could see how we perfectly tested it over here. over here, over here, and over here. That's one. That's not one candle, probably two candles, but we have a one touch over here, another touch, 3, 4. Could we be coming down for 5? This is on the log chart, so could you be doing this? Every dump, people will think there's a pump coming. Every pump, people will think that's it. Could you be doing this? Trending all the way to 7,000. That's crazy, right? This is a log chart. I don't really like the log chart, but it's there, so we look at it sometimes. Say June, mid-June is the biggest dump. Then we're gonna start our bull market that everyone thinks is gonna happen soon. Okay, we'll give that the benefit of the doubt. We'll say, okay, June, bull market in June, mid-June we're gonna start our bull market. So we're gonna dump all the way to June, to mid-June, maybe. Let me go here. What am I doing? So the bottom over here, mid-June. Let's say mid-June is over here. The bottom of the channel will be at 10,000. Wow, that would be a scary dump. There is a possibility we go up. Don't forget, we have that CME gap up there. We have the CME gap at 36K. So that's a possibility. Over here, up to 35,220, you have a CME gap. You had somewhere around here the same gap. You came up, came down, filled it, created another gap. Similar to what we did at 20K. We had a gap here, came down, filled it, created a gap. So we have a gap that we filled over here, 28. Now we have a gap over here at around these prices. 34 to 35K. We also have this gap at around 20K. So those are two important zones to keep an eye. Well, they won't shape the market, but I'm just telling you, if you come there, then you know you might get a reaction over there. So yeah, let's look. Is it any news today? Anything interesting? Today. Let's look at today. Thursday. ISM manufacturing PMI. If the numbers come out higher, then it's good for currency. Projected is 47. That will be coming out in about 2 hours, 1 hour and 48 minutes. And ADP non-farm employment change just came out, or it's coming out in 2 minutes. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous months, excluding the farming industry and government. And unemployment claims coming out in about 17 minutes. So both of these, if they come out higher than forecasted, it's good for currency. So unemployment is forecasted at 236,000, and non-farm employment is forecasted as 173,000. So if these come out higher, that's good for the market. That's good for the dollar index. ISM manufacturing, if it comes out higher, same thing, good for currency. So the daily chart on the CME futures, we had a gap, we filled it yesterday or the day before. Now let's look at Bitcoin on the daily. Your daily resistance is at 27,202. Daily support is at 26,832. Those are your levels on the macro. If you want to look at support and resistance, where to buy, where's a strong support and strong resistance, you are between 26,839 and 27,200. This could be a range. Let's look at the smaller time frame, the 4 hourly, the hourly. Do we have a range? Do we have 3 touches? Maybe we had touches over here. We came down, touched here. We came up, wicked above, broke down, deviated from the range. We're back in the range. Very possible we're gonna go up to 27.2. smaller time frame. Smaller time frame are nice to look for that perfect retest to enter. Like here, you say, okay, I will enter a long. Stop loss below this 26,839. Stop loss needs to be far away to give it a chance. If you're afraid, you could bring it up here. But yeah, look. Is it a time to go long? Look at the candles acting crazy just before the numbers come out. There, the numbers came out. Wow, that's 105,000 more than anticipated in employment. In the number of people employed during the previous month, that's 105,000 more. So that tells you that it will be very good for the dollar. Now let's see what unemployment claims come out in 15 minutes. Let's look at what they'll do. Is this gonna pump, spike it up and dump it for now? Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, look at that spike just as the news came out. On the dot, look at that, 3:15 my time, that's when it came out. Wow. We went down to 1857, okay, that's a small move. 1859, $2. We're getting excited by $2 nowadays because nothing much is happening in the market, but you can see that candle. If we break this low, then most probably you're coming lower. Let's go to the higher time frames, medium time frames, 15 minutes. Will we get a retest of the 1850 again? This is a level of liquidity. I can see by the number of big green candles over here. Oh, I was wrong. On the 15 minutes, probably not. Maybe I can see it on the 1 minute. Not much. It looked like a vector candle. On the hourly, no, nothing there. On the hourly, interesting, we're just resting on the 200 EMA. We're just resting on that. Are we getting the cross? 255 EMA. Is it coming soon? On Bitcoin, 55,200 are gonna cross soon. On the hourly, there you go. We're getting there, unless Bitcoin deviates. We broke that support. I mean, we went further from it. We might come for a liquidity grab down here, 26,599. Let me go back to Ethereum. I'm liking Ethereum nowadays. We got a short signal on the hourly over here. That was yesterday, almost 24 hours ago. We got a short, spiked up later on, continued lower. 4 hourly, we didn't get the sell signal yet. Most probably when it comes out, then it might be too late. That's when you get the pump. 4 hourly takes longer, but the trades sometimes are much more confirmed. There, we're bouncing off that daily support that I told you about for Ethereum. Sorry, that's not the daily support. That green line is this, but in the 1 minute chart it shows it differently. I don't know what's happening with my chart. It's acting crazy. When I go to the 1 minute, what am I buying? This is a trend line. Yeah, for some reason, because I'm on the log chart, that's why. Okay, regular chart, back to normal. So that's on the smaller time frame. You'd like to see on the bigger time frame something similar, a breakdown, retrace, continuation lower. But on the smaller time frame, it might act spikier than usual. We do have a descending channel on the 1 minute time frame that could give us a breakout to the upside. So if you take that and bring it down here, somewhat of a channel. And if you break out of here, it will take you to a zone of resistance, I'm pretty sure. very close to some of those targets I've mentioned. If we break out on this candle, we get very close to the POC. Nothing much is happening. I might stay on the stream a bit longer, wait for that unemployment claims and see how it plays out. Let's look at the dollar. What has the dollar done on this news outcome? We spiked up and it looks like we got rejected from the 50, but let's see how it plays out. Maybe it's waiting for the rest of the numbers. The market's waiting. Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, not much of a sell-off today. S&P 500, not really. VIX is not yet open. Quant on the other hand, Quant is trying to hold the 50 EMA, much better than Ethereum, Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Litecoin, now we're above 85, then we can talk about 95. Oh, nice. We are above 85. And we are possibly trying to head to that 95. Litecoin and Quant are doing better than Ethereum and Bitcoin in terms of their trend. They are above the 50 EMA cloud. So Litecoin and Quant, look at that. What's that? What's that? If you take a trade from here all the way here, that's 2% with nice leverage. You could do some money if you're not breaking down. However, you need to be aware that your EMAs are crossing bearishly. So yeah, even though we're above the 50, EMAs are crossing bearishly on Litecoin and yeah, Quant. So I wouldn't be so excited. In the end, BTC is king. Wherever BTC goes, the rest will follow. That's just how it is. No matter how much you like your altcoin that you're holding, your meme coin or whatever, wherever BTC goes, that's where the rest will go. Ethereum. 1811 is an interesting zone, but we haven't touched it in a while. It's an old zone that I have. 1811. RSVVB needs to cool down and contract before another move, but sometimes we might still continue with our move down and expand it or move up, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really have to cool down, but I'm just telling you, it's nice when it cools down and gives you that big explosive move. So Ethereum's trying to push up a bit, hitting the middle of the cloud. I just want to see how will Bitcoin react, and Ethereum and the DXY in the next 5 minutes. So I have Bitcoin over here. Let me see if I can have all of them in a way. I'll display them in a way where I can see all of them at the same time. So that's my Bitcoin chart. Maybe it's a bit too tiny. It's too zoomed out. So that's Ethereum, that's Bitcoin, and let me put Ethereum over there. Just next to them. In 3 minutes the numbers would be out. I would like to see how are they going to react. Is it going to really affect them, or it's just a nothing burger? So there, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum. What's happening here? I can't have both of them. All right. Leave. Couldn't fool the system, huh? All right. Okay. Take a look at it. Let's go to the DXY. See what is it doing. Is it really showing strength, or it's just a spike up, spike down? Next probable zone for the DXY, if it fails, is these lows. 103.44 has to hold. If it doesn't, we're coming down to the 103.09. That would be good for the markets. The markets will pump further. So I see that volatility is coming in. You can see how the numbers are changing continuously. If you look at the 1 minute, it would be crazy. Let's look at the 1 minute. And let's wait for that unemployment change. So this first number that came out, the ADP non-farm, was bearish for the market. Now we're waiting for the next one. It was really bearish. I mean, there are 105,000 people, more people employed than forecasted. Now this one, unemployment claims, tells you that it went up to 236 compared to last month, 229. But if it comes out higher, that's even better for the market. Spending, if it comes out less, it's good for the DXY. If it comes out less, it's good for the DXY, sorry. So if this comes out less people unemployed, yeah, they are less by 4,000 less than forecasted. So both of these today were good for the dollar. We would expect the market could act accordingly, but you never know. So that could be good for the dollar, bad for the market. We might pull down. But in my opinion, the DXY needs to really go above this level on this chart for it to show strength. This trend line, which is at today it's around, if it spikes up today, that's around 104.3. It needs to get above it. See these spikes? It's a trend line that we spiked. I mean, we hit it twice and we weren't able to get above. This is on a big daily time frame. This is 2020, this is 2017, and now we might go up there. We need to break it and change the trend. Let's see. Back to Ethereum. Minute chart. Yeah, that's all I have for now for the markets. Hope you liked the update. If you did, hit the likes, join the free Discord, hit your notifications, subscribe to the channel, and if you really like to support the channel, the link is in the video description. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Next trade setups, as I told you, that's what I expect to happen. Won't happen exactly. Sometimes I'm wrong a lot of times, but I get it sometimes. That's it. More trades. I'm out. Looks like we're heading up there to the POC. Keep your eye on those targets that I gave you for Ethereum and Bitcoin.